Many seek the path to victory, but only one can stand glorious over all. From the Badlands come the orcs and goblins, a green tide of brutal creatures that must be stopped.
Hello and welcome to another Total War Warhammer guide. Today we're looking at two of the leaders of the Greenskin army. That's the Goblin Big Boss and his slightly larger brother, the Orc Warboss. So first off we're going to start with the little guy. He's a hero choice. He's shielded, which means he takes less damage from small arms fire, archers, etc. So bolts, rifle shots and similar small arms fire. So, but only in a forward-facing arc. So you shot from behind, it's going to do you no good whatsoever. So as he says on his character sheet, he is a duelist, which means we'll read this description. The unit is best used to attack individual targets such as lords or heroes as it can only damage a very few individuals at the same time. So rather than these bigger bosses, we'll go on to the orc shortly. This guy's a one-on-one character. The bigger characters, if you see them in the game, which I'll show you shortly of them in a battle, but they'll do like splash damage. They'll be knocking away like tens of troops at one big swing of their clubs. Whereas this guy is a little guy. He's yeah, he's just going to be a one-on-one character, and to be honest, he's not that good. As goblins are renowned for being a little bit wussy. They tend to flee at the drop of a hat. They tend to not be the fightiest of characters. We'll go through his stats. So he's 2,500 almost hit points. He's only got 25 armour. Obviously he has got the shielded, which helps a little bit. Sort of blocks 50% of missile damage. He's got leadership of 55, which is really bad for a possible general of your army, or at least one of the bigger heroes. Speed 35, pretty average. 40 and 45 damage, and defense, that's not too bad. Weapon strength 340, so that's decent, and a charge bonus of not too much. So you're sort of thinking, well, why take him? Firstly, he's very cheap compared to the other bosses, but he also comes with those perks. So he's got a standard missile defense. He's got this encourage, which provides a leadership bonus to all the troops around him. And also he's got Slippery, which is his augment, his special ability, which he casts on himself, and it lasts for a really good length of time, 19 seconds, and it gives him acceleration and speed. So that's really helpful if you need to get into combat, or you want to counter charge with him, or you're running away, which, if you're a goblin, is probably a good idea. So it just helps him maneuver around the battlefield, really, before he gets into those fights. It doesn't actually give him any benefit while fighting, but still a decent little spell to have that you can use. And like I said, lasts for 19 seconds. That's really decent. So overall, he's not. I would say the biggest benefit is just to have this encourage ability, which leadership bonus to all nearby units. The way I'd use him is basically, we'll go through that as actually we go into a fight. So let's move on to the next one. He's the next step up. He's the Orc Warboss. So as you can see, he's got another 600 hit points. He's got another 45 in armor. He's got 15 better leadership. Still not fantastic, but it's got orcs and goblins. It's as good as you're going to get, really. Same amount of speed. He does a little bit more damage. One less defense. He hits a bit harder, and he has a much better charge bonus. But the good thing about this guy, so he's armoured and shielded, as we saw before, which stops some missile fire. It also stops troops that don't have armour piercing from doing much damage to him. But the difference in him is that he can go into a unit and he hits multiple people, which is his biggest thing. So he has the same stuff as you'd expect. If I click on the right one, he's got missile resistance, encourage, he can hide. So he has Foe Seeker, which is an augment just on himself, 12 seconds, and it gives him a charge speed bonus. Charge bonus at speed and vigor bonus. He also has the Stand Your Ground, which is great for orcs because this is needed, because we talked about their poor morale, their poor leadership. So this helps, and it also gives them more damage and defense. And he also has the War ability, which we talked about in other episodes. Go and check out the legendary heroes Grimgor and Azag if you want a better explanation of the War. But basically, this casts on himself, allies within 40 meters, so good range, and it gives them a much higher attack and a little boost to leadership. So that's really helpful. So let's go and see him in the fight and see how they play differently. This is just our standard skirmish game against a couple of Bretonian units, and we forgot to deploy our troops, so we'll speed this up a little bit. These characters on their own are pretty useless because of their morale, because of the possibility that they're going to break really quickly. So even, I think our default skirmish game is against a hero and a couple of units of, we've got spearmen and some peasant bowmen. And they'll do a decent amount of damage. They'll probably even win this fight. But what we'll do is we'll send in one at a time so you can see the difference. So we really want to just clash against this. The peasants are going to run away a bit as we get closer. So we're going to clash them into. So this is why the unfortunate Goblin we're going to send in first. We're going to start charging from miles away pointlessly because I'm too lazy. Here he goes. See, he might even break from this archer fire. This is how... So morale is the grey bar below the green bar. There's a chance he might... he might break before he gets there. Let's boost his speed up. Like, go you little... Go, run! Can he make it into combat? His morale is dropping. Will he make it into combat? I'm actually going to go for this general. He's better at single targets, so we're going to send him in. But here come the spearmen. Doosh! Did a decent amount of charge damage there. That's his charge bonus there. But once he's in the fight, overwhelmed, he's going to break as soon as you can. There you go. And he's off. Brilliant. Fight, dude. Fight! Boom! There we go. A little... And he's broken. Brilliant. Did he kill anyone? No. Okay, good. So as you can see, I don't really recommend the Goblin at all as a fighty character. You want to sort of stay in or behind your main unit and use his augment ability to just sort of increase the leadership, increase the attack damage of your troops around you. The Goblin, the Orc Warboss is a little bit different in that you can actually use him in combat a bit more, but still be careful. He's still not, you know, he's still gonna likely to break if charged too much. Here he goes for the charge. Bam! So you'll see with each swing of his big club that he's actually taking multiple people down rather than the single damage that the little Goblin was doing. But again, he's going to break because Orcs and Goblins are scaredy cats. Like I said, so I'd use him maybe as more of a staying in your main line like the Goblin, but then I'd use him as a more of a counter-attacking. So like the counter-charge, I definitely use him for. That's what I'd sort of the main use for him. You know, a flank charge or something like that. Or just picking off sort of small enemy units that are about to break, then you charge in with him. He's actually hanging on a bit longer. Let's augment this mother fudger. Has my Goblin come back? No, he's getting chased. He's getting chased away. No, he's gone. He's out of here. But he's holding his own surprisingly well. He looks like he's going to manage to break these. So as you can see, he's definitely more of a fighty character. It helps that their heroes run off and left these guys on their own. But as you can see, he's doing a decent amount of damage, and he's going to break this unit probably. Yeah, they're looking to go. He's lost what, half his hit? How many hit points is he? Yeah, look, he's only lost a few hundred hit points. Right, there we go, guys. There's the two sort of main sort of hero characters that you use, other than shamans. They're in a different video. So just to let you know, I'm going to do all the different units in the game for each of the armies, and we're going to do some advanced tactic stuff and probably some playthroughs and campaign stuff. So join me for those, and subscribe if you're new to the place, and like the video if you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Bye-bye.